Hey guys, welcome to the show. Thank you for being patient. I really sorry for being late. Anyways, it's been very busy day for me, guys, even though I don't feel like I got anything done. Oh my god. It's I don't know. These little things take up so much time. Anyways, guys, welcome to the show. There's some big news in the wristwatch world. All the YouTubers that we know and love have basically decided to change their names on YouTube, like in couple of days, couple of weeks. As you guys probably remember, the watch gringa have become Brit Pierce. Let's see here, Brit Pierce. Okay, here we go, Brit Pierce. Uh, used to be the watch gringa, and today, oh, by the way, holy fuck, we have the missing in action, Mr. OC in the back room. OC, hop on the stream. Red Travel. Hey, OC.
I'm here to announce my official rebranding.
The Orlando Stanley Carmichael. What the hell is that?
Well, it's I've done some soul searching on the branding, and I think it is time to align my very large YouTube celebrity personality with a real name. And I know Britt's doing it. Adrian's doing it. Oisin is now embracing his Irish surname, and it's about time that the original OC, gets transitioned into the sidelines, and that the watch communities start to know Orlando Stanley Carmichael. It rolls off the tongue, and I think it'll be a huge brand going forward. I mean, the amount of product placements, endorsements, and sponsorships I've been receiving is just, I'm being inundated. So we need to start running the brand accordingly.
By the way, OC, I think. Oh, sorry. Orlando Stanley Carmichael. A lot of people have made theories on your disappearance.
Oh,
it's been.
I really isn't. It isn't too. There aren't any conspiracies about it. I was in meetings, but
meetings.
I was in meetings,
guys. People thought, well, that there was some kind of a disagreement we had, and OC just disappeared. Pulled a load.
Why would I disappear?
I don't know. But people were speculating in the background. You know how people are. They love the gas.
No, I'm Team Tim Wright.
Tim Wright,
I'm here
all the way.
No, the reality was I was in the Pacific time zone, which made it very difficult to hop on some of the streams because the early show is in the middle of the day. Yes. I'm in business meetings, and the later show is like around dinner time, West Coast time. So
yes, it's hard. It's hard.
Very hard.
Bezos, thank you so much. $2 super chat. Will you be changing your name to keep up, Timmy? Hey, I started my YouTube with the name. You see, I've done a lot of research prior to starting my YouTube name. I obviously, everybody knows what that Tim Wright. That's my YouTube name. Everybody knows my real name. I mean, I might start a second YouTube channel that's just going to have my real name. Although
we were doing focus groups with Tim and a small group of people, and we were shopping and test piloting some more ethnic sounding brands. Yeah. And so, what do you? I mean, I'll throw this out to the audience, but what do you think if Tim went with his real name of Artem Baryshnikov Sharapova? I think it. I mean, much like my name, it rolls off the tongue. It's hard to forget, and it's ethnic and it's unique. And so, listen, you can have Tim Wright for some products, but you can have Artem Baryshnikov Sharapova for the real person.
The real. That's where the real Tim is. We got super chat from Zachariah Trench, $2. I'm rebranding to Zachariah Trench. Oh wait, Zachariah, call me. I would love to call. I would love to talk to Zachariah Trench someday. That's a real name? I thought it was
Oh, is unemployed roommate the actual roommate?
hmm,
That's her new name?
that's yep, that's
Okay.
the unemployed
Hello,
roommate.
hello, unemployed roommate. It's good to see you.
Yeah, she's unemployed. She is unemployed, unemployable, unemployable. Her ego, by the way,
Mm.
Orlando Stanley
She got
Carmichael.
she got a taste of the retired life and doesn't want to go back to work.
She's got a bit of the taste, and I gotta tell you, the unemployed lifestyle is the best lifestyle. It's very addicting. Although, like, I don't know what the hell it is with this whole unemployed lifestyle. It just sucks all of your time. I'm so busy all the time. It's crazy. It's like I don't have a job, but I'm more busy than when I had a job. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Sure.
But hey, and also, by the way, check this out. On the same day as Adrian changed his name, Machine, the Timeless Watch channel is no more. It is now Oisin channel. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm. Now, what
I see a
mhm,
wide array of products coming
mm,
from the Oisin
product?
O'Malley enterprise. Yeah.
What kind of products?
I mean, shaving kits, hair gel,
Hey,
like men's grooming products.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Hey, you know what? What shocks me is how come Sheen is not sponsored, but that grooming company. You know what I'm talking about? There's like this
uh,
grooming company that
well, there's a lot of them. Yeah.
yeah,
It,
but
it
they
seems that the algorithms when they're looking for target audiences,
mhm.
uh, the manscaping companies tend
Yeah,
to
the
want to reach.
Manscaped.
They want to reach your viewers for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I think they've done some market research and determined that the 99.92% male audience is in need of some grooming products.
Manscaped.com. Exactly. They sponsor like every single YouTuber already. So I'm actually I would recommend Ashin get in touch with the guys. They might actually it could be a good partnership. I don't know. I don't yeah, I'm not. And by the way, the new Adrian Barker. I mean that picture, he looks so different.
Yes,
He's
he
got a
does.
bit of a beard.
That's an odd choice of a picture.
It's a very interesting choice there.
The
You can
one
see it.
below that looks a hell of a lot like a reversed image of somebody I know very well.
Kind of looks like me a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't know.
flip
I
it.
don't know.
Take that and flip it, and it's you.
It's if I lose a couple of pounds, boom, me and Adrian are just like two sides of the same white guy coin.
Is that really
I
him?
love it.
That thumbnail doesn't look anything like him. He's
I
doing
know
the
it is weird.
yeah.
It is weird that now that actually, that image at top, the end of Bark and Jack, that image would be much better.
Yeah, everyone recognizes that.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, very interesting. But you know what? I think this is the image from when he went into the Explorer 2 video. He went into the mountains and stuff. Probably means a lot to him. So that's probably why. Got Humble Pine change channel name to Right on Time. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool
That's a
idea.
good name. That's a good
Which is
name.
ultimate irony. I'm never on time. Never. I never. I just it was a hard day. I went to print some pictures and it turned into this whole disaster. It took 2 hours to print 15 images. It's just bullshit. because I had to wait in line. So I ordered these pictures to be printed from an app. Waited for an hour and a half to get them printed, and when they printed, they all came out like white. There's some kind of a bug in the app.
Hmm.
It's just disaster, man. Nothing works. Holy Panda, whoever heard of Maurice Michael White? Never heard of him. Who is that?
No, I think he's probably someone famous, like who changed his name, like he was a member of Earth, Wind, and Fire, or he was one of the brothers in the Bee Gees or something.
Oh, interesting.
I
Very
don't know who is the Holy Panda.
uh, Adrian Barco also has a new live streaming channel branded or called About Effing Time, which is rebel streaming right now.
Well, fuck them.
What are you talking about? Oh, gotcha. That's the About Effing Time. Well, I don't know if it's his channel or is it like a partnership channel with who knows who's the owner of that channel, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
It could be
Well,
anyone.
and once you start to partner with people, you start to realize, wait a minute, I'm only taking a third of this cut, and then that's when the ego comes in. You say, listen, I've got to go out on my own. I've got to establish my rebrand. Who's this? This Bark and Jack sounded like some kind of mixed drink, some kind of cocktail that you order at a cheap bar, right? The fuck was that, anyways?
Well, he explained it in the video. I heard that story before, but he explained it that he started like a Instagram account with a friend. He was he's Barker. His name is Barker. His friend's name is Jackson or something, and it was Bark and Jack. His
I
friend
understand
was
the
talking about
explanation.
whiskey,
It's
he was
still a
talking-
stupid name. Still a stupid name.
And but
Speaking of unstupid names,
speaking of clever names,
clever names, not
Machine.
recently
Welcome
rebranded.
to the show. Rest in peace, the Timeless Watch channel.
Is that the way you're supposed to approach it? Rest in peace. It's the same subs, same content, just a name change.
just like the watch market isn't crashing. It's a subtle recalibration of the brand.
You know, I checked before coming on here to make sure there were no dickheads I don't like, and I saw it was just you and OC, and I was like, oh yeah.
Only
yeah.
two dickheads.
That's all I need. Only two. No, only those two dickheads. No, I was like delighted. How are you, fellas, tonight?
Hey, we're good.
Doing very well.
Yeah,
It's been a tough couple of weeks, but you know it's really good. The weather though is crazy. I don't know how it is over there in Venice,
it's hot.
but
It's
I
hot.
tell you, I took like a half-hour walk and it just drained all my energy.
I know,
Probably
I did
shouldn't
too.
go
I went
outside.
into the supermarket and it happened to be
Yeah.
closed, the one near me, and I had to go to one a little farther down. I forgot a mask, so I couldn't get on the Bateo, as they call it here, the local bus. So I wound up walking, and I got back. I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
I was like, "Is this heat stroke? Like, what am I experiencing right now? This is not good." I had to suck down a lot of water and get in a cold shower. So, what temperature is it there?
It's like 96. It's like 96. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's about
97
100 here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind you, it wouldn't be any different, here. This is the temperature it would be, probably,
Does being near water kind of makes it cooler, or
Yeah, because Lydia, my daughter, I rented an apartment for her here also. I can't speak tonight for some reason. And she often goes back to Vicenza, where she's actually from, where her mother lives. And yeah, she sent me a snapshot earlier, and it was like 40 degrees, 39, which is your 100 and I don't know, 10 or something. I mean, it was ridiculous. I'm at we're about 100 here, and they're a good 20 degrees above. So yeah, being on the water helps. It does.
I was in Las Vegas for a few days. It was 113 many days.
Yeah.
Never
Vegas
got
is
below,
rough.
Yeah.
Those years that we did those tours going crossing the country. I don't know how many times we did New York to LA, or New York to San Francisco. They're long drives, guys. And you get out of the bus or the van or whatever you're in, and there's a white heat. I've seen crazy creatures and like white spiders with wings and shit. I'm like, I'm getting back in the bus immediately because like the shit that exists out there. There are parts to the United States that look like the moon.
Yeah.
And if you crash your car or someone kills you, you'll never be found. Yeah, it's so remote and out there. Amazing. But a white heat, like especially Vegas and that drive between LA and Vegas. That is brutal shit, man. You don't want to be doing
There's
that.
a reason why they call it the Valley of Death.
Death Valley.
Man,
highest temperatures in the world. Yeah,
it is crazy. A friend of mine, he's building a bunker over there, like a full like a place where he's planning to retire, and he's hoping he's gonna build. He's building right now this garage on the first floor where he has these all these vehicles. He's got these off-road Humvees, crazy stuff. And then on the second floor, he's gonna have like a studio. He was hoping to open up a bit of a gray market, like a he wanted to be a bit of a gray market kind of flipper as a hobby. He thought, oh, it's gonna be great, but
oh boy,
yeah, those dreams kind of died pretty quickly because the reality of how vicious, like you go back 1 year, it looked like this is a really friendly and nice hobby, but it turned really nasty and vicious.
It did.
He's like, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with watch flipping, but he still wants to do kind of a men cave kind of retreat to have fun.
Cool.
And he took me out in one of those dune buggies in the middle of nowhere. It was crazy stuff. It's just nothing lives there.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a wild place out there. Yeah, it's in the middle of the desert.
Mm.
They have to pump water into the area. It's crazy.
And they showed like well, he took me to the old road where like that the people
where the GIs used to stop.
Like it used to be like in 18th or a century where people kind of traveled from when they went to California.
Well, we've all seen The Godfather, right?
Yeah.
It was a stop for GIs, right?
Yeah,
it was a rest stop in the middle of the heat of the terribleness of the desert, and it was somewhere where they could have a beer and maybe have a woman for the evening. It started with that, right? And that man's name was Mo Green. Right?
His name was Mo Green.
His name was Mo Green. It was only business, nothing personal. So that's how it started. Crazy. Like people would set off on the eastern seaboard to go over to the west, and it would take them a year.
Yeah,
they'd be like on horseback and stuff. Be a whole new bunch of people by the time they got to the other side. People would die.
Half the people would die. The other half would become very bitter and vicious.
Now we did the first time we did it, we broke down. We got a van. It had a TV. It had everything, air conditioning. And my brother was driving. We were taking turns. And he got in there, and my brother cut his teeth as a driver in Italy. And the Italian drivers, they don't hold back. They go at the maximum speed of whatever vehicle they're in. And so he gets in and he hits the pedal to the metal, and we're all like going, oh my God, he's going so fucking fast. And he burns the motor out. He burns the radiator out or something. And we wound up in a place called Middlesex, Pennsylvania, tiny town, broken down with all our gear, heading off to record a record in San Francisco. It was a disaster. So we ended up pushing the thing down the street. There just happened to be a place down the street that would buy the van and give us another van. And they put a trailer hitch on this. They had this piece of shit they would go like snort glue in and get crazy. These little towns have absolutely nothing. ever see like Boys Don't Cry, that film with Hilary Swank? You know, these movies that, you know, there's a town with a gas station and nothing else, and people who are just lost in the middle of nowhere in America, and they just snort glue. It was one of those kind of towns, and they said, well, we have this little recreational vehicle we use. You can have it for, we'll take your van and we'll give you this for $500. So we just bought it right there and then, and we went and cleaned it out. And there was all this crap in the back, and we had to clean the thing out. Now there was no AC, there was no stereo system, there was no TV, nothing. And we wound up touring in that thing for a long time. That was a big touring thing, van for us. And then we headed off. So that first trip took us like 5 or 6 days. But after many times of doing cross country, I think the fastest we ever did it was, I think we did it in 48 hours. We did San Francisco to New York in 48 hours.
Oh, you guys are mad.
That's just pedal to the metal. Yeah,
pedal to the metal. Just go through whole United States.
Piss breaks. Just piss breaks. No
piss
stop
breaks.
For food. Just get out, everybody pee, and then back in.
Hey, you know what? That's great. That's unfortunately, you guys weren't like recording it, because that's interesting. Fucking.
I know.
Shit
Had
right
I had
there.
an Osmo recorder or something, I know. I missed so many moments. There's like 3 photographs of that entire.
Wow.
Like
It's different
trip.
times. Different times.
I know, man. I know.
We have super chats. SE 50 euros from SC. I'm toasting to my 3 favorite YouTubers in a cup that has a dune buggy.
You literally have the
outside.
3 best guys right here.
Hey,
fucking OC, man.
Well, Tim and Oisin, I understand, but who's the third person?
Dude, I see your photos on Instagram of that Daytona, and I miss mine. Oh man, you make me miss it. You do.
By the way, you know, he's talking about I have a cup. I have a cup for my. This is it's actually an interesting story. So this is actually I have this cup that I made. It's a photograph from the desert that we're talking about, in the middle of the freaking Death Valley.
Yeah.
And this is going to be for my upcoming YouTube channel, where I'm going to have like a little bit more serious stuff, a little bit more. I'm going to put like more effort, you know, like high quality, actual professional production.
Sure.
And I made like 5 of these cups available. Actually, like a little bit more. And SC, he's one of my like biggest supporters. He actually purchased one of these cups to support.
I'll buy one.
Good support.
I like it. Yeah, because I like the panorama, not just because I know you, but because of the panorama all around the cup. That's a great idea.
It's really cool, right?
It's a great looking cup. Yeah.
Thank you. It's very nice. There's 2 left. And by the way, that's why I was telling you, let's do like a collab. I can put some of your, you know, if you have an interesting idea for a cup, I can put it on my website, because otherwise, you know, because I'm paying for the website.
Sure.
To have it. If you have an idea, let me know how you want me to make it, and I'll put.
Okay.
We can make it limited edition, limited run, like 10 cups, and you know we can use the funds to put towards your camera.
Sure, man. How about I do a panorama from the Punta de la Dogana, which is near my house here.
Yes.
Of the 360, you know, or 180 of Venice.
Yes.
I'll do a panoramic photo, and then I'll send it to you. How about that?
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. We got Mike K, £4 . You know what? I'll send you this cup. Just give me your address. I'll send you one. Okay.
Okay, man.
Mike K, £4.49 for Timmy's camera fund. So far, he has enough for a gimbal extension. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that. You know, I am actually trying to save up for 70 to 200 lens. That
it helps. Zooms help, man, to capture the moment.
Yes, it's a like every photographer must have that lens, the 70 to 200.
If you want great B-roll, you need the zoom.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
and also it works a little bit like a macro lens sometimes.
sure. You can switch it over to macro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great lens. So I am actually saving up for 70 to 200, and it's expensive for my camera. It's like $3,000. God damn.
You don't have to get that one. Get an adapter and buy a Tamron or something. Get an adapter for you because you have the Canon RP, right? Or the R.
I have Canon R5 actually.
Oh, you have the R5. God bless you.
I have two because I have the RP. That's the streaming
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
And the R5.
And you have the R5. Wow.
I just want to have it so that I can
You
carry
can get
everything with me.
R5 is amazing. You can get an adapter for $35 that will you'll be able to use EFS and EF lenses. Just buy a Tamron.
But
70 to 200.
There is an adapter for the 70 to 200, and it makes 70 to 200. It doubles it. It makes it 140 to 400.
But you'll have some cropping and you'll have some issues. I'm already dealing with that.
But on 40 megapixel, it's not really a problem.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff, $20 super chat might get offered the day-date white gold with olive. This guy, he's already, look at this. He's wearing a platinum day-date. He just got a day-date rose gold with olive. And then yesterday, or like 2 days ago, he got a Panda Daytona. And then today he's announcing that he might be getting the day-date white gold with olive. And by the way, he's also waiting for the 15510 Royal Oak. They told him that's like coming very soon. What do you think about the day-date white gold with olive? Oisin?
Unbelievable. I love the rose gold with olive. It's probably my favorite Rolex, and I don't own it. And I wanted to get it that time in England back in September of last year, and I got that Daytona instead because I was unsure for some reason. I don't know why. It's because I just got a date just with the fluted, so I felt like they were competing pieces. Anyway, I love those pieces. I love that white gold with olive and the rose gold with olive. They're stunning. And is he an AP boy as well?
He's well, I think so. I mean, he has a freaking crazy collection. I can't even keep up with it. Yeah. But if Jeff, if you send me like your collection, I could do probably a review if you want, or we could talk about it on the live stream. Would love to see his like collection in one shot if possible. If not, a couple of pictures. It would be really cool to take a look at it.
Some nice pieces, man.
Yeah. Looks like market value is about 20,000 over, so it seems to be a good buy. I mean, olive dials, they're extremely desirable. They don't produce olive dials all the time, so that's a great freaking pickup. Because
I was gonna get that thing for 40. I went up to 95 like a month later. I was so pissed.
Because people realize that, wait a minute,
I wouldn't have sold it even then.
Not the
so
most.
Really
it's not a common. Isn't it like a special?
It's a 60th anniversary.
60th anniversary. There you go.
Yeah. It's the most gorgeous thing they ever made, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
that olive.
Start with the olive is amazing, but start with the president bracelet and all that. Yeah. It's like, oh fuck. And then it's rose gold, but their rose gold. Whoa. I prefer their rose gold to the AP rose gold. AP rose gold is a little brasher, harsher looking. It's so luxurious in the Rolex because they add that little bit of platinum and stuff to the copper.
Yeah, it's very rich color.
It's rich. It's deep.
Yeah,
and if you take, it's not like this is yellow gold, so you can see it from
that's
across
the
street,
bluesy.
Right?
That's the bluesy, right?
Right.
Let's see it.
Well, you'll have to remove the comment.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh, we got Britt Pierce in the chat. Welcome, Brittany. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Brittany. So you can see yellow gold from 4 blocks
away.
It's
also very rich yellow gold.
But That might be my lighting as well, my camera,
Mm.
but with the rose gold, it's subtle. It's so
Mm.
sexy. Rose gold is a beautiful thing, especially in
Yeah.
Rolex, because it takes a second glance and then you go, oh, holy shit, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Just
But
the
it
richness.
isn't loud like yellow,
Yeah. By the
Yeah.
way, I mean that yellow, the gold on the Rolexes
Mhm.
ages so gracefully. It's
Yeah.
just it gains this I don't know, this subtle, the warmth. It gets it gains this warmth.
The best part of this watch, you want to full screen me again? The
Yeah.
best part of this watch is the blue, because
Mm.
the newer one, this is the older one. This is
Mhm.
1993.
The
Just back
pre-ceramic.
from yeah, just back from Rolex service. And they basically turned it into a new watch. But the new one is a beautiful watch. Don't get me wrong, but the blue is so
Yeah.
much more pastel and bright. This is a
Yes.
deep blue. You see the way it is. It's like it's got a
Oh.
certain luster to
It's
it.
almost becoming a little bit purplish.
That can happen. Not this
Yeah.
one, but that can happen with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't happened with this one. It's such a deeper blue than the new blue on the bluesy is so pastel and bright. I don't know if
The
they're
new,
hoping
I
it
don't
will
think
darken.
it will age in the way that the old ones age. Like, I
Yeah,
think depending on which conditions the pre-ceramic ones are exposed, they
yeah,
will age in a different way. That's why you can get you can get a brownish color, or you can get like the purplish color. And I think that depending on how much sunlight these watches are exposed to. Like, there's ones, and this is how you can tell the difference between the ones that were worn and the ones that were in the safe. You lock them in the safe, they really
they're
don't.
bright.
Yeah, they're really
They
like,
don't get the light. Yeah,
yeah. And if the safe had a little bit of moisture, the gold doesn't age exactly right. It gets this weird tinge. But
It
the
doesn't
people
ones,
pay
age.
a lot of.
I was just
Sorry,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
it doesn't age consistently with others, but
mm,
the thing that Rolex doesn't get enough credit for or doesn't promote enough is that those alloys are completely solid. The Ever Rose, the white gold, and the yellow gold are all completely solid. There's no rhodium plating or coating,
mm,
and AP kind of gets a pass on that. Like, I know the
mhm,
white gold. You and I are fans of like that white gold 1150 code 1159. That's
yeah.
not white gold all the way through. There is some kind of platinum or rhodium coating on that to give it that color, and that's eventually going to wear and come off. And so I think we need to do a little bit more research on AP's gold alloys and if they actually stand the test of time.
Yeah, that's a
Mm,
very good observation. Isn't it interesting? Like a lot of people pay extra money for that purpleized version of this watch. It hasn't happened on this watch yet, but
yes.
or I don't know if it ever will. But I've seen the slightly purple ones. People pay a lot of money. They've got their fans. I'm not a huge fan myself, but it's like they get into that whole patina thing. You're into the whole aged world. It's like Omega Speedmasters, CK2915s and so on. It's all about that aged look, the tropical dial, yada yada, things that
Mm,
react to the sun, things you can't fake or feign in a modern watch, no matter how hard you try. It's a beautiful thing. This is part of our hobby, guys. Like this is at the core of our hobby. This shit, it's like wow, just loving that patina stuff. But it's true. The APs, I had a rose gold royal oak on my wrist only a couple of months ago, and yeah, it was great to have on my wrist. A beautiful piece, but looking at the shade of gold, I was like, compared to my root beer, I'm like, it's not exactly. I think I'd rather a solid gold root beer. You know,
ooh,
that might be the most gorgeous watch in the
that
world.
that is a very, very interesting watch. From certain angles, the root beer seems like it's steel, but then when it ages, it gets this very interesting luster. Ah, my God.
The solid gold one?
Yeah, the solid gold one.
Yeah, like that's a stunning. It's a lot. It's a lot. You better like that kind of rusty, deep
Yes.
red bronze look. But if you like that, whoa, that's such a watch to have. And if you have that watch, you can sell everything else. Just get rid of everything. It's a GMT, it's a Rolex, and it's a piece of solid rose gold. Just forget everything because, you know, like that's even the regular root beer is a great watch. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But that thing is like,
Two-tone.
it's
Two-tone really pops because actually, so what it does, I mean, when I look at the two-tone root beer, it makes the the little bit of rose gold that's in it like kind of stand out a little bit more.
yeah.
Whereas when it's solid, it doesn't stand out as much.
It's
It's
you're right. There's a difference. So when you have a two-tone sub, the full gold version kind of puts it to shame in a way. Whereas with the root beer versus the solid gold root beer, it doesn't. They don't embarrass one another. Like the regular root beer, the two-tone, has a lovely flair to it. Then the solid gold one is so deeper and darker and almost looks slightly disappointing next to the other one. But then you take a second glance and you're like, oh damn, it's all that tone. And wearing it is great. That's a watch I was about to get, actually. I would have had one of those a couple of months ago if it wasn't for that whole scandal that happened. I had a whole deal set up with Spencer to get one of those and another piece, but it all fell through because of that fucking shit. But he was going to send me that and a modern bluesy. So I was going to have, because I just decided I want precious metal. That's it. I'm moving on. I'm sick. I've got 30 fucking stainless steel pieces. I want like 5 gold pieces, on my APs, So I offered him like 5 or 6. I can't remember how many stainless steel pieces in exchange. And I was going to pay him off. I owed him a few grand, 9 or 10 grand on that AP. And I was like, you know what? Send me those 2 things. I'll send you these 5 or 6 pieces. And he was like, fucking great. I'll take them. Yeah, great. Sounds good to me. I would have had that.
That would have been a great trade.
Yes. Well, he would have made loads of money on it because he wasn't giving me much discount, whereas I was giving him trade prices. So he would have fared out great as well. But we all know what happened. So it didn't happen in the end. But I was that close to getting that full gold.
By the way,
you win some.
Can you tell us what happened to the Zero West? Because I remember that when the whole thing broke down, you mentioned that the Zero West they contacted you and said that they kind of wanted to distance themselves with. Yes. And it looks like you guys renewed the partnership.
No, that video that you're looking at there we agreed to do that a long time back. I filmed that back in November.
Wow.
And so let me tell you what happened. So I went to London. I agreed to come and film them and do a documentary. Then there was not the London Watch Show, the Watch Pro Salon and the Spencer's thing. The what was it called? I can't remember.
Oh, the Augusta, the AV Augusta event.
That's right. We saw each other at that. We exchanged sunglasses, I think.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We did. Then you were, I tried to exchange the sunglasses. Took advantage. You had a little bit too much
and I woke up with a hangover, and I was like, I'm not wearing these fucking. What did you have? Ray-Bans? They were nice, but
they were Ray-Bans. Yeah.
They were too small on me, or so I don't know what it was. Anyway, so I went down. I did those shows, and then I went down to see the guys. I took a train down, and I started going.
Oh.
And I started filming, and I went there with the lads for a pint, and we talked about watches and all that stuff. And more and more coughs, and I was like, lads, I'm gonna go back to the hotel. They set me up. They were great. They were so sweet. and lovely little town, as you see in the video. And just got worse and worse. By the next day, I'm like, down there, you know. It was bad. I went out to breakfast. They had a whole spread for me, and I ate like one bite of toast and a little coffee, and I was like, something's wrong. So I go out and I start filming swans. I filmed like 3 hours of those damn swans. I swear to God, some of them got curious. Swans are very intelligent, and they came over and start like checking out the camera and like checking out me. I have a lot of extra B-roll of the swans, but I realized there was something wrong. And honestly, when I was editing this video that you're showing now, it brought it all back, because you don't hear, because you're hearing music there, you're hearing narration from the guys, but if you heard the actual audio from the camera, you'd hear me going that was me the entire time. Like, I was falling apart. No joke. And then I had to get out of there, and I said to the lads, you know, I'm in trouble. And they gave me a test. They had some tests. They were like, do it. And I went up to the hotel room and I did it, and was fucking mega positive. And I was like, okay, I'm in trouble. And I wound up in that little hotel room for 3 days, just dying on the bed. Like, I couldn't move. Wow. I remember thinking, like, how will I go to the restroom? And the restroom was 6 feet away. And I was like, how am I going to get out of bed and get there without falling on the floor? Like, that's the feeling you have. I think I had Delta or whatever variant. And so anyway, then I go back up to London on the train. I should never have done that. It's completely illegal. And I double masked, and I stayed away from everyone, because I wasn't going to stay there while I had to do it. So I went back to London, and I just checked into a hotel and just stayed in the room. And then I eventually tested negative after hell on earth. And then I went, look, I'm still here in London, and I'm fucking never coming back to this place again, because it's my second time. And I was also disgusted with the other guys, you know, the London watch show guys. Were like, what are you guys doing? Like, stop it. Anyway, let's not get into that again. So I was like, I better film this shit. So I went back down and I filmed all the interviews. I went back down, and I was very weak. And then when they saw me, and they were like, Jesus, you lost weight and everything. Like, I went like that bit you're seeing right there, me interviewing Graham.
These interviews right here.
Yeah. If you heard my end of the questions, like, I'm like this. And how did you feel about the? I'm so weak sounding. Yeah, it was fucking crazy, man. But in the end, so they commissioned that to happen, and then of course it didn't. And Christmas and and I had problems with Ratso and all of this shit. It's a fucking perfect storm of all shit.
The different dramas,
yeah.
And the bottom line is they wouldn't release the last payment until you put the video out. And so you have to put the video.
No, it wasn't. No. They were great. OC, they were great. They pay straight up. They're
they wanted to get a portion back until you release the video.
No, it was nothing like that. These guys, okay. I know you're just being cynical. I know. I love you for that reason, but no, they're extremely gracious gentlemen, and they never pressed me. They never did anything like that. Quite often, I'll deliver their videos too late. I didn't do it on the damn bus.
You slow roll the video, Oisin. You slow roll the video.
By the way, Oisin, I have a watch that I borrowed, 6119, from a viewer. It's been already about three weeks, and I was telling people,
made the video.
It's just I haven't had the chance to get it done. I still need time with the watch, and that's why I'm sympathetic.
You know what you're doing? You're trying to steal their watch.
Yes.
That's what you're trying to do.
Luckily,
You're a terrible
this
person.
viewer has Tim's
Hey,
Daytona as collateral, so he's not too worried.
speaking of the devil, Q, this is the gentleman. This is the gentleman. The viewer.
Same guy. Oh, he says
The
That's the
viewer.
guy. That's the guy. Yeah. Like,
Viewer is in possession of sufficient collateral for
let me
Tim to
give
hold on to the 6119
it takes
for
time.
eons.
Yeah, let me give him some advice. If he just relaxes and lets things happen in their own
he'll
time,
get your watch back eventually.
You'll be surprised how great things can turn out.
The video will be
sometimes
great.
Yeah, because sometimes when you just allow things to happen in a natural time, they can come out great. Maybe they won't, and then okay. But sometimes pressing things can lead to dissatisfaction. It can lead to ansia. How do you say?
Oh, he's a
ansia in
gentleman.
English?
He's a really
good.
nice guy. He didn't he wasn't rushing me or anything. He's not saying like, "Hey, come on, let's hurry up." I'm just it's just something that I like to point out, because a lot of people think that, oh, it's just like because it's like people who don't make videos, they don't realize how much time it takes to kind of get it in your head, how you want to make it. You know, there has to be a little bit of inspiration. You can't force it, because if you force it, it's not going to come out good. It's going to come out looking rushed and just bad, just terrible. Captain Kirk has a $5 super chat. Oisin, what is the model of camera we are replacing this time?
The RP.
Oh, the RP.
Yeah, I gotta go to a C70 now.
That's nice.
I mean, there's no way all the donations of the world aren't going to cover it. I'm going to have to put big money in.
Yeah, these
cameras.
I
get a C70. It's 5,000 or 6,000 for the body. Then I have to get the cine lenses. I can either use photo lenses or cine lenses. Cine lenses are a lot of money.
Yeah,
you know.
These cameras, this is expensive stuff. People think that, like making a video, it's cheap, but it takes a lot of equipment to make it like this. It's hard, guys. It's really hard. So, and
I'm actually really happy with that video, because it's reached a lot of people who were detractors. Now I want to ask the biggest detractor.
Yes.
OC.
Ooh,
you fucking hate that brand.
OC doesn't like the brand. By the way,
did you see the video?
For the first time ever, I got an opportunity to try on the Zero West watch. Surprise. Actually, it was a viewer, came from London. He's a London local, and he was wearing, basically, I inspired him a little bit to get the Explorer 2. He's got the black dial, the latest one. He just got a call 2 weeks ago.
You saw both? Wow.
No, this is mine. The white one, the color one is mine. Yeah. Okay. He was wearing the black one. That's the latest, greatest version. But he also brought with him his Zero West. He actually said he has 2 Zero West watches. I mean, being it made sense to me why he got it. I mean, he's a London local guy. He's from London. This is a British company. It makes watches in England. There's a little bit of that country pride, nationalism. Yeah, supporting people who are trying to do something. Maybe we should. You're never tried to sell it as some type of investment or horological masterpiece. But you know what? It was good experience to be able to hold this watch in my hand. Makes actually sure.
Well, you know what you held in your hand, because that is the Lancaster DB1. You know what you held? You know what's pressing against your middle finger right there as you show the watch? A piece of one of the Lancasters that actually carried out the mission. Okay, OC, stop. We'll get to you.
OC doesn't like it because, I mean, it makes sense. No. OC is a purist. He's a watch purist.
Okay, OC, I want to hear. Yes. Because I know you're the biggest. You're the biggest. Okay, let's put it this way: you're the biggest detractor whom I respect.
Yes.
Okay, of that brand. Let's hear it. Yes, and turn on the volume. Okay.
No, I'm really too busy doing some research on the Fine Watch Club, and they recently launched a Speedmaster into space, and I'm really busy trying to figure out where it landed, because whoever finds it first gets to keep it.
Why are you being so trolly? Don't be so trolly.
The audience,
your intelligence. Like,
no, the audience is pushing us. They're roasting us in the chat tonight.
Yes,
and they want us to ask just a little bit tougher questions. So
okay, let's go.
No, so I have
question you can find.
Tell us a little bit about the Fine Watch Club and how you got suckered into shilling for them.
What is a Fine Watch Club? Oh, that's the.
Ask me the question. What is it? The Fine Watch Club.
You didn't hear that?
All right. Well, okay. Well, no, the Fine Watch Club this is the guys who launched the Speedmaster into space, right?
Yeah, it's subspace. It's not real
subspace.
Space. Like 110,000 feet. That's that's almost there. Yeah.
Okay. Into the lower atmosphere.
Lower atmosphere. Okay. Well, hold on. Before we change topics to the Fine Watch Club, let's finish the Zero West.
No, I intentionally changed it. See? That's what I did.
He doesn't want to talk.
He can't help himself. Oisin, he can't help himself because he's a watch snob. And look, I mean, it is unfortunate. I'll say it this way: it is unfortunate that how should I say this? That this piece of an airplane is in the watch. Not that it's unfortunate, but like maybe it's fortunate. Because look, there's people who like watches just to tell the time, and there's people who like history. I mean, in a way here, what these guys did is like presented a piece of history that and I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people in UK who are interested in history. They played a big role. This is a very significant event that happened. So I mean, I don't look at this watch as a watch that watch collectors in a way are interested in. Like this is more for history buffs, right? This is for people who are more interested in history than wristwatches, who would buy this. Okay.
I mean, look. Okay. One of the things I liked about what OC had to say and others had to say was that watching Paul Thorpe spruik, if I'm allowed to use that terminology.
Yes.
Zero West. One of the problems with that was that it seemed disingenuous.
It makes no
sense. Guys
like
Spencer and Paul wearing Zero West, they're not gonna. They're just doing it because it's this business or whatever. And then Paul is a very British guy, and he's attached to that British thing, so it's waving the flag. But really, this is not a watch he would wear. Really,
right?
I mean, Paul is an AP guy. If Paul's gonna leave the house with a watch that he likes on his wrist, it's gonna be AP. Okay, that's his favorite watch. Okay, and he got me into AP. So I see when the lads went to Vegas and they were all wearing Zero West, it was extremely disingenuous, and I completely agree with that. Okay.
Yes.
The thing with me is I tell the story because there are beautiful stories and they're connected with these watches. Now, I have to go a step farther. Okay. People slate these guys. These are some of the best built watches I've held a lot of watches in my hands. People send me micro brands every single week. Okay. I have tons of shit in the house that I haven't even opened the boxes. Okay. I've held a lot of stuff. These are some of the best built. That's bulletproof. You can hammer a nail into the wall with that watch and it will still keep ticking.
Yes.
Because the engineer who designed that watch is one of the master engineers hired by the British government. He is now retired, but his mastery remains. That crown, when you unscrew those crowns on those watches, I swear to God, it makes Rolex seem like pathetic. The crown structure and how solid it is, these things are monstrous. Now, if you don't have the wrist for it, that's okay.
Yeah.
OC, you may not have the wrist because I've seen your Daytona on your wrist. It looks much better than my exact same day or almost exact same Daytona on my wrist. It was a lot smaller. These watches suit me, but that's not what my job is on the channel. I can, tell everybody, look, he's so. Okay, let me ask you this, OC.
Hop on Smash, $2. Your Zero West video touched heartstrings of many. Yeah, zero.
Yeah, and that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was them.
That was them.
That was them just telling their story. I mean, I did the best I could to make the video.
Hoff was a huge fan of the video.
It took all my strength not to interject in the middle of that video and go, did you guys just hear that? This master engineer who worked for the military on top secret shit, he can't talk about half the shit he did for the military. Like, he can't even speak about it. I tried and I couldn't get it out of him because he's, he has an NDA. He has a whole, it's like his fucking top secret shit. And he's there making your fucking watch strap. Like, that's amazing. That's like fucking Gordon Ramsay coming making you fucking eggs in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's way overqualified. He's just decided to get into watches because now his life is slowed down. The guy's got money. I was in his car. He has a fucking Jaguar 400 thing. Like, it's crazy. And he's fine. He doesn't need the money. I don't think they're actually earning much money on these watches, but they're putting the passion in. Now, when I saw this piece, the one that you have on the screen right now, I was like, well, why did you make the piece of the original Lancaster so small this time? Because originally on the other pieces was much larger. And they were like, it's the full moon. And when I made the Dam Busters video, I realized, and if you watch the Dam Busters video, you'll realize why that looks perfect. Because they were illuminated by the full moon. That's how the Germans detected them. So that piece behind the fucking Lancaster, that's because they chose that night because the valleys were swelling and the water was high, so it would have the maximum effect. And also there was a full moon that night, so they could operate in the dark and see what was happening. There's a theme behind everything that they do in these watches. It's fantastic. If you're not excited by this, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, they may not be the watches for you aesthetically. Right. Everybody's got a taste. That's fine. Yes. Some people like blue, some people like green, some people like, purple. It doesn't matter. But like, if you're not exhilarated by this stuff, then you don't give a shit about World War II or any of that. And you're outside of that stuff because these aren't watches. I have a bunch of their watches now. Of course, I've done a bunch of videos for them. I don't wear them. They're in the case on display. And I have Airfix kits and I want to build the planes next to them and put them next to the fucking display.
Nice.
Because as far as I'm concerned, that little moon, what looks like the moon behind that thing, and that
it does kind of look like the moon, and that's the shadow. That's
worth more than the watch. It's worth more than the watch. And only these guys can get these pieces and melt them down.
And exactly, Oisin. This is exactly what I was talking about. Like this watch, what I was thinking, like, this watch is more about that story than the watch itself. If they wanted to make a watch, I'm pretty sure they can make a watch, just without the moon. But they're adding a kind of additional layer to their wristwatch.
Listen, Bremont and Mont Blanc tried the same shit, and they just name it.
Yes.
After the moment.
Yes.
And they do nothing else.
Exactly.
That's it. There's a brand here in Venice called Venezianico, and they don't do anything. There's no connection. I was searching because they wanted me to do a commercial for them. I was like, well, where's the connection? Well, other than that you're here, and you've named it, but like, where is these guys go into heavy detail on the dial. They match it up. The dial of that watch that you're looking at is the same as the altimeter on the Lancaster, on the Avra Lancaster. And the back is a piece of the Lancaster that was in the actual mission. Listen, how much there you go. Look, ALT, that's the altimeter. They had to fly at 60 feet in order for the equation, the mathematical equation, to happen.
I gotta tell you, I love the story. I love the watch.
Thank God OC is speaking. Jesus,
it's fantastic.
Christ.
Listen, the original OC never liked this watch, but Orlando Stanley Carmichael loves this watch, and I'm looking forward to working closely with Zero West to continue to reinforce this great story that you're sharing with everyone tonight.
You're being facetious.
He's being facetious.
No, I'm saying the original OC never liked this watch, but part of my rebranding is that, is that I'm open to more sponsorships and partnerships, and I want to give this watch a fair shake. Yeah. And I think the original OC did a terrible job assessing the richness of the heritage and the legacy of this brand, and he deserves to be repudiated.
You know what? Look, it's like people who I'll just leave it to people who are interested in it. At least we got a fair this watch got a fair shake, right? I'm not sponsored by Zero West. When I first saw the watch in the pictures, I thought it was total garbage. When I got a chance to hold it in my hand, I thought, you know what? It's built a little bit better than I expected it to be. I understand this is a tough freaking world, guys. It's tough. Try to make a watch company and sell watches. You know what? That's just look at Pagani Designs, right? Those guys, they're just stealing designs
stealing everybody. Yeah.
Right. That's just bullshit. There's brands that do unethical shit, like, but at least this watch got a completely original design. They added a bit of a second layer of interest, and that's history to it. Listen, are they expensive? They're fucking expensive. But this is not a hobby for poor people.
They're not as expensive as an Omega or
exactly.
They're quite down from there. I think any of their pieces that have the original metal from the for example, the Sterling Moss one, the race car one from the DBR one, there were only 5 of those vehicles made, right? Only 5. And one of them sold at auction for more than any car in history. It sold for like $27 million bucks or something. It was like crazy amount of money. And that wasn't even the one that Sterling Moss was driving on that particular race. You know what the metal is from the back of that from the Zero West watch? It's from the Sterling Moss car. Like, they got the drive shaft from the Sterling Moss car.
That's fucking awesome.
It is fucking awesome. Sorry. Sorry. Like, if somebody handed me Jimi Hendrix's guitar, he's no longer with us, but I'm gonna fucking hold that and kiss it and lick it. I'm sorry. Maybe you don't have an attachment with certain things, but like if somebody walked you in and showed you the fucking, I don't know, the Apollo 11 space rover and said, you want to touch it? It went to the moon. Do you not find any fascination with that? Like, if you come to Venice and you stand in the fucking basilica and you realize that, Andrea Palladio 1,500 years ago or whatever, or 500 years ago, 600 years ago, created this, aren't you astounded? Like, is the argument that we're like connecting history with stuff? Don't you give a shit about the connection with history? I'm sorry, OC. I respect you, man, but like,
just read this.
It is astounding. It's fucking astounding.
Speaking of very original watches, I got to hand it to producer Michael, who's come out with a line of very original designs called the Roma collection of affordable luxury watches.
But there's just that brand is just stealing designs.
Absolutely.
They're just completely
but it's a very original design, and I love it. It's very unique. I've never seen anything like it.
But is it
And
connected in any way to Roma? You know, I did a review of a watch a couple of months ago. The Pantheon, which is one of the oldest buildings in Rome, and their brand was Pantheon, and they modeled their dials on the roof of the Pantheon, which is a fantastic ancient design. So I gave them them a review, or I included their watch in a video. It was actually the video where I was trying on the G-Shocks that you sent me, Tim.
Oh yeah,
when you sent me those 2 G-Shocks. So I entered with those. They got a lot of sales out of it because it had a connection. They actually modeled the watch dial on that sophisticated, weird design from the roof of the Pantheon, which is something. I mean, that's something. However, if you turned around the watch on the back and they had a piece of the stone from the Pantheon, then you'd be like, oh, now I fucking want it. Zero West have been doing exactly that. And nobody gives a flying fuck because they're all obsessed with Rolex. Because they're all fucking wanking off to Omega and Rolex and whatever else. And these guys have been doing exactly that. They've been connecting timepieces with moments in history. Now, maybe you don't care about British history. That's fine. I'm an Irishman. Yeah. I'm a fucking Irishman. I should be the last man to give a shit about British history. I should be against it. In fact, I've taken a lot of shit over that. And when I went to dinner after I got sick that last year, I finally recovered, and I had one more evening in London. And the guy who did the Canali shoot with me, the Arena Home guy, very powerful man in the fashion industry. He was like, let me take you out to sushi dinner. So we met for sushi dinner. And he wore some vintage fucking Rolex crazy shit. I don't know what he had on. I can't remember. But he was like, you know what? It's funny because you doing those videos about British history as an Irishman gives it a bit more gravitas. Because what it says to the people is it's an important story regardless.
Let me expand
telling
on
that story.
Let me expand on this. Let me get these super chats, and actually, I wanna bring up a really good point to expand on this. Okay, this J617. Even Cam wouldn't flip that hockey puck. Thank you, J617. He's got another one. Leave the history homage to Romain Jerome. Romain Jerome. Fuck me dead. And then we got John Rady, €5 super chat. Picked up my Black Bay Pro yesterday on the strap. Loving it so far. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's a
great rubber strap. Beautiful.
Yeah. The bracelet there is fucking amazing. I would highly recommend picking up that bracelet as well. It's They perfected the bracelet on the BlackBerry Pro. Mike K, £4, 49 cents. Thoughts on the Brumond Ronnie Woods art watches? Good enough to lick? What is Ronnie Woods?
I have thoughts about those because Brumond reached out to me and I was like, what the fuck? Like, you want to send me some samples? Send me one of the Ron Wood.
Ronnie Woods.
Because he's an artist now. He fancies himself as an artist.
Does.
And he paints the fucking dials. They're 39 grand or something.
Holy
because they're Ron Wood
shit.
originals. You have to be a Stones fan. If you're a Stones fan, you're into it. But it's a limited edition, clearly, because
so
they're hand
many
painted.
of them, though. Fuck. What is
They're
this?
actually available. That means it hasn't been selling well.
Make an inquiry.
So they refused to send you the Ronnie Wood edition, so no video.
They didn't send me anything in the end.
That's right. So fuck them. Fuck Bremont.
Hey, you
They're
know
not gonna
what?
play ball.
Machine, you know what? You know what? The Richard Mille is doing the exact same thing that Zero West is doing, right? They're connecting, but what they're doing they're taking the biggest celebrities in the world and connecting them with watches, right? They're taking a freaking, and they're doing it on the higher level, and they're
Not Zero
freaking
West. You mean Bremont?
No. Sorry. I said Richard Mille. Richard Mille doing
Yeah,
it.
you said Richard Mille with 0S. Yeah, I assume you mean
Yeah.
Richard Mille with Bremont.
No. I mean,
Oh,
no. Like,
okay.
Zero West is taking a watch and
Okay.
connecting it with piece of history.
Yes.
Richard Mille, they're taking a watch and connecting it with like with the famous celebrity, like Usain Bolt, or it's that golf player, Bubba Watson, right?
Sure. Or Nadal.
Or
whatever.
Nadal, yeah.
And Zero West has oisinomalley.
No, I do not promote their watches. I don't wear them. I don't show them. I don't like say this is the watch you should buy. I tell the story and I show the watch and how it's connected to the story. That's all I do. I don't like promote their brand. I just tell the story. It's amazing, and how how the watch is connected.
I think I would even buy Brumont before I would buy Zero West if I had a gun to my head and had to choose.
You probably do have a gun to your head with your own hand.
It's spicy. That is real. Oh, you know what? These Jerome, they're 1 out of 1.
Yeah, they're one. Yeah, you don't get a second chance with these because these are actually painted by Ron Wood.
So the dial is
dial is he's a painter now. You know how these mega rich stars, Johnny Depp did the same thing, De Niro did the same thing. Fucking
I gotta tell you, this watch looks fucking terrible. That annual calendar is so tiny, it's microscopic.
Jim Carrey did the same thing. He turned into an artist. Because they have so much money, they have nothing to do with it. Look at the fucking crown on that thing. That's
It looks like that looks like an MRI of your internal organs. Like that's an X-ray of your stomach.
Yeah. So now you pick it up with Ron Wood if he wants.
I'm not a fan of this one. I gotta be honest.
He lives in Dublin, by the way. Just fun fact. Ron Wood, I would see him all the time in some of the pubs around Dublin city centre.
£1 from Oisin. What is self-awareness? Thank you. For £1. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Look,
all right.
Like what can I
say?
Hey,
I'm not gonna fight the fight for Zero S. I'm just trying to make people aware. Hey, what happens? Like new brands aren't you guys aware of new brands coming out? Like every brand was a new brand. At one point, Rolex was a new brand.
Hey,
they were
at
trying,
one point,
it was a small company, and
at one point they were calling Rolex tacky. Like, oh, these guys, who the fuck they think they are?
Yeah, how did Richard Mille get out of that problem?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also kind of fucked up to compare Zero West to Rolex, and that's why I said, to me, I feel like these are completely on different planes. They're not for watch people. They're for history buffs. You want the watch with history? That's a great watch to pick up. If you're interested in that history, I mean, I spoke with some people who are really excited about the history. So I'm like, okay, hey, that's your thing. Please, by all means, buy one of those. But like, if you're into serious horology, got the Holy Trinity. There's plenty of brands to choose from. I'm not forcing anyone. Nobody's forced to buy anything. Daniel Katz, $2.79. Jim Carrey, the Canadian on loan to Hollywood. Thank you, Daniel.
That's dark, but okay.
I mean, for Daniel's a comedian, he should know how to spell Jim Carrey's last name, shouldn't he? Like Jim Carrey's like a massive, huge star. Daniel, spell Jim's last name properly next time, please.
Let's talk.
Are we talking about the name change of the channels?
Yeah,
Is that why I'm here?
Fucking
an hour later. Why you're here? We've already done my rebranding. Let's talk about yours.
Man, the chat freaking exploded. People really don't like the Zero West. Oh, wait, actually, you know what? Let's make a poll and let's talk about the name change. The name change. What gives?
Before you talk about the rebranding, Where on the keyboard do you find the I with the accent over it?
I know
Because
the
it's
accent.
very, very hard to find. And I want to know if I type your name, I don't want to offend you by just using a regular I.
Don't.
Oh,
It's okay.
yeah.
You won't offend me. I've lived a life of people saying.
Where on the keyboard do you find it? Do you have to? Is there
The Americans will say Oisin. The Italians will go Oisin. Like the Italians have no clue.
Oisin, you stupid fucking bastard. I am so sick of you spruiking this dog shit brand that is Zero West. You're going to burn in hell next to Paul Thorpe for spruiking this shit. You know that? Okay? I'm fucking sick of it.
That's great.
Having said all that, that is a really nice Skyrim ambience video you've got in the background.
Nice.
So it is very nice.
So you don't have to stare at my ugly mush. You can actually watch the fucking Skyrim.
Green Room unleashed the frustrations of the audience on you, so now everyone feels better.
Yeah, like they need a voice, so you're their voice. Go for it.
He's the voice. He's the voice of reason. Diego, come back. Remember, for 4 months as a story editor, OC and the Sheen pick 6 watches for the rest of your life, i.e. no other watches ever, and your current collection is gone. No budget and no wizard isn't involved in the deal. And we're gonna get back to that. That's a complicated question. We'll get back to that after we talk a little bit about the channel. Yeah.
Isn't it true that the rebranding is necessary because the oisinomalley brand is not going to just be about watches. We're going to have hair products. We're going to have manscaping products. We're going to have a clothing line, fashion line.
Why are you so dark today? OC is so dark. I love you, man. I feel like you're my friend.
Why wouldn't you? If you were approached by a fashion brand, to do the Oisin collection.
Wait, Oisin is working for the Canali. He's a Canali.
I did a whole video on Canali that was nothing to do.
You can't promote. You can't promote TTWC. That's nothing. So you want to promote you want to rebrand and have it personality driven.
If I do a video on wine 101 or 10 do's and don'ts to come to Venice or whatever, it liberates me from that. Yes, it does. And also, it's a weird thing about watch channels, because every time I get stopped, and it's been happening more and more here in Venice recently, where I get stopped. I can't really walk into San Marco now without someone saying, "Hey, I'm a fan of the channel," right? And they never say my name. They never say, and they always go, "Love the channel." So they don't remember Timeless Watch Channel, and they don't remember me. So I can guarantee you that if Jenny L walks through Berlin or Munich, people go, Jenny L. And Tim, like when you get bigger and bigger, people are going to go, Tim Wright. They'll remember the name. The name is a huge thing. So larger YouTubers have, advised me to do this stuff. Like if you look at the big YouTubers, it's always their name. Philip DeFranco, Tati, whatever her name is. I can't even remember her second name. There's irony for you. And so on. It's names that get people. So great. And as it happens with me, I'm not just a watch guy. I put watches into context. This is one of the things I love about Christopher Negroni. His channel, it's not just the watch. It's like I'm having a drink with my wife and I'm going to make this drink with my beautiful watch on. Or I'm going out for a drive with my beautiful watch on. I'm going to film that. I'm going to put it in context. And I like that. So, I was like, okay, I have to do this. I have to make the change. So,
That's why actually, this is something before I started my channel, right? Kind of full time. This is something I made conscious decision about, to start with some type of a name. Now, it's not my real name, but it is a take on.
It's a name.
It's a name. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's your real name.
Yeah. Exactly. It's
Unfortunately
not
for me, people already know my name. So if I said my name is now Tom Diggler,
right. It wouldn't make
like
sense.
people will be like, "Who's Tom? You're not Tom." So there'd
Yes.
be a problem. Had I started the channel with Tom Diggler, it would have worked. So you
Right.
have your name. Everybody know. I don't care if your real name is Artem. I will call you Tim for the rest of your living days, my friend, because that is the way it is.
And
So
that's how everybody called me in the United States, in school,
mhm.
everywhere. It was because it has Artem. It's got the Tim in it. It's like, oh,
Okay,
Artem, Tim. It's just shortened because I mean it's kind of it's very hard, kind of. It's awkward to pronounce Artem
sure.
in English. The Pine Baron, the Pine Baron, $5 super chat. To get that special character on the keyboard, simply hold down the letter key. So if you
Letter
just
key.
you hold I, and it's gonna pop up a little menu for
I
you.
assume that OC knows that.
But some people don't. No, I
Oh, you
didn't think
didn't
you did.
know that?
I
Okay.
didn't know
So
that. What do you mean by
okay.
IQ?
Hold down whatever letter, and then
Oh,
wait till those other characters, and then hit the number on the keyboard until you get the correct thing.
Try it out
Yeah.
now, guys. Hold the letter I, and you'll get all the options there. And
terrific.
thank
So
you so much,
if
Pine
that
Baron, for
accent
education.
if that accent wasn't on that second I, my name would be Oisin, not Oisin. So that accent is an old accent from Old Irish called a fada, Fada, fada.
Fata.
That's a fada. So this is how you spell my name: Oisi fada n.
Fata.
You fada. Fada is a word in Old Irish. I know. I had to deliberate like how much I'm going to get into the Irishness. A lot of people here in Italy know me as Sean, which is my second name, because I don't want to hit them with some crazy old Irish name they can't even pronounce. You know, a lot of people think it's.
Can I ask you another question? Because typically when you have like an O'Malley or and whatever, you would have a capital O with an apostrophe, right? And then the second part of the name.
Question.
So you have a capital O and a space, almost like it is
Yes.
like your middle name, but without the period. So
Okay.
I'm a little perplexed. I'm trying to figure out the O'Malley. Is it O'Malley or is O'Malley? It's like what
you don't know how deep a question you just asked. It's actually a very deep one. So my granduncle Jerry O'Malley, he was the editor of the Irish Times magazine, and he was good friends with Jim Sheridan. He's in Daniel Day-Lewis movies and so on, right? He's a fucking amazing genius dude, and I used to get drunk with him and have great nights with him. I could write a book about my evenings with Jerry. And Jerry would say that the O can't have an apostrophe. Why? Because O in English is short for of, but it's not an English word. It's not an English name. O in Irish means grandson of. So when you say O apostrophe, that's short for of in English. Oisin of Malley. But actually, in the original Irish, Oisin Ovelia, okay, which is the old Irish version, Oisin Ovelia, okay, Maile, like Grania Welia, the woman who combated Queen Elizabeth I, and so on. My great multiply by 100 grandmother, who combated and fought against the English over taking over our country, Grania Welia, the O was grandson or granddaughter of. So you put a space. And that was one of Jerry since passed away. Last time I saw him was at my father's funeral, and I gave a big speech with my father's fucking corpse right next to me, and it was fucking devastating. And afterwards, I saw Jerry And that was the last time I saw him. He shook my hand. He said, "Thank you." And he walked away, and I never saw him again. And he's since passed away. But Jerry always left me with certain lessons in life. And one of them was, O'Malley is not spelt. Now, I know Ian O'Malley, the great DJ, rock DJ, one of the most famous rock DJs in America from 104.3 Rock Radio. If you know it, if you're on the Eastern Seaboard in America, you know it. It's Ian O'Malley, and we call each other cousin as a joke. But he spells it with the apostrophe. And quite often I say, it doesn't have an apostrophe. You know that, man.
So is it half an homage or a memory of?
Yeah, it's a little bit like, this is actually how my name is spelled. On top of that, putting an apostrophe into a name on YouTube can make things difficult. People have to go search for it on their keyboard. So O space Malley, that works too, right?
Yeah.
But there is a reason behind it. That O'Malley's that around the world, if any are watching right now, you're making a mistake, guys. You might be Anglicizing your Irish heritage. God forbid. In anime padre et fili.
God forbid. Interesting. So, is this how you would spell it in your passport, or did you do it for YouTube? Or did you spell this for YouTube? Is this like
That's a great question. Is it? I don't know how it's spelled on my passport. I can't. I don't know.
This is so. It is kind of how you feel, because this is how I chose my last name on my YouTube. The right, the part where I want to tell stories. I'm here to kind of, in a way, write stories for YouTube to tell the viewers.
Daniel got the spelling.
Daniel, Jim Carey. Thank you, Daniel. We got Dirk Diggler, $2. Oisin Olan to Oim Yomarka ta on Sulal North Start. Not sure what that is all about.
Oisin, you want to try that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No, I can't. My old Irish is gone, guys. Usal, I'm a horse. North. I don't know. Like, that's hard to get. America, the man of the future. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to figure out. There are men I know.
He's just messing with you, I think.
Who are
nobody cares.
That's written in Irish. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Speaking of being completely gone, I wanted to share some news with you and with the audience. Some breaking news. From the Associated Press, jewelers report over $100 million in losses after a Brinks armored truck was robbed in California. From the Associated Press, the Brinks truck was robbed in the early morning on July 11th near Los Angeles. It was traveling from an industry show called the International Gem and Jewelry Show in Northern California, and en route to Pasadena, California, in what looks like an inside job. And over $100 million in jewelry, gems, and Rolex watches were stolen from the Brinks truck, according to Associated Press.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Crazy times.
Crazy freaking times. No wonder. By the way, speaking of like watch robberies and stuff, right? The last London watch show, Spencer has announced that he's not going to be going to any future.
He
London
announced
watch
that?
show. Yeah.
Oh
At
my
the
God.
Brighton. Yeah, I don't know if you didn't know. Red Shovel was there. He heard all the gas. He heard all the gas, and he said Spencer basically said he's not going to any more of the future London watch shows. He pulled out of that.
Okay.
Crazy. I mean,
Is Ratzo out? Is Ratzo going back?
Well, we don't know. But apparently Spencer was extremely upset at the fact that Retso got a free pass to come to the London Watch Show. He was Ratso didn't have to pay a dime to be at the London Watch Show, while Spencer had to pay. I mean,
5,000. He has to pay 5,000. I know the prices.
really.
You can ask me anything you want. I come from the inside, guys, and now I don't give a flying fuck. So I have all the inside info because these were all my mates. Now I haven't spoken to them in months. So you can
Spencer
fucking
had
ask
to
me.
pay $5,000 for the to be at the event.
Yeah, plus all the he had to hire his staff and move his all his display and everything there. It's a huge amount.
Yeah,
huge amount of expense. Paul's not going to be there because Paul told me directly he doesn't want to have anything to do with the event because he saw guys there that he thinks are super shady. And when the whole problem happened with what was it, Jonathan from Scottish, what was it, Edinburgh Watches?
Edinburgh Watch Company.
Yeah. He got ripped off. That whole thing was terribly shady. It was remiss of Paul that he didn't make a bigger thing out of that because it was a huge violation, and that's apparently what Paul is against and after.
Right.
So he didn't talk about that, which was disgraceful. But he didn't talk about that because you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And he was waiting for a payoff or payback from the London Watch Show. I know it all. I have all the inside info, guys. This is like Leanne Remy coming out of the or whatever her name is, coming out of Scientology. I fucking know all the background shit. So that's why he's not that. He says he's on holiday and he can't show up for the. No, it's because he doesn't want to fucking go because he doesn't support it anymore. That guy Charlie is as dodgy as you can find. And I shook that guy's hand back in September and I could smell that shit from a mile away. I was like, I don't like that dude. Wow. But no, I never liked it. It's not a show. It's a trade thing show. Trade show. It's not a show.
Trade show.
It's a they're selling. They're just selling their watches. There's no show.
Right.
The Watch Pro Salon, that was a show. They had people, celebrities along. They had lectures. They had people asking questions. They had a brilliant guy who studied with George Daniels for years for questioning. It was amazing. They had me and a couple of other fashion influencers talking, whatever that means. Fine. And they had Zin. They had Grand Seiko. Nothing for sale, but everything on show. That was a show. The London Watch Show is a fucking meat market. It's just a fish market.
That's
They're
why
just
it was
selling
really
flippers, selling shit.
At least I remember the first time they put. It seems like they put a little bit effort into it. Like they had some influencers, but there was so little of the what you can call like entertainment to see it. Like at least the. First of all, Rel, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate it. And he's saying, at Dirk Diggler, give your mom her credit card back. Thank you, Rel. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's been rough. It's been rough. The super chats have been very, very low past couple of weeks, but it's okay. They had Kari Vertalainen at the Watch Pro for me to embarrass myself in front of. That was great content. Whole Milk, thank you for watching that live stream. Yeah, I remembered it like it was yesterday. It was so cringe. I still have the taste in my mouth. It was good stuff. Good stuff. But you're right. At least so I remember the first time when the London Watch Show was, there was some stuff, right? Adrian was there. Watch Gringo was there. You were there. There was Roman. There was Watch Eric, right? There was some presence. The second time, the only presence was there. It was Archie and Paul Thorpe and
Archie showed up, which is amazing, which is great. I mean,
that was
really
huge.
Happy he did.
He
and
saved that fucking show. He saved that fucking show.
Yeah, he's the hugest.
And all
guy
they did
ever.
gave him 2 nights at the freaking Grosvenor.
At the Grosvenor.
That was so
So-
disappointing, That
Yeah.
was so disappointing.
Whatever. It's just like these guys are trying to sell their watches and they'll attach
Yeah.
themselves to anything they can. And that's that. Can I say one thing about Watch Eric?
Yeah.
He's a flipper, he's a dealer,
Yes.
but I like that guy. Just on a personal bit, like hanging out with everybody that night back in September.
Yes.
We all went to dinner together,
Yes.
I like that guy. He was a nice person to me. Like he just his energy was nice. He had no self illusions. He wasn't trying to sell you a watch or it wasn't all that crap. He was just like a regular dude, and he was so humble. There was a humility there that I liked, and I got along with that guy. I warmed to that guy. We didn't talk very much at all. And we didn't hang out much at all. But I just kind of went, I like that dude. Yeah, that's his business.
Yes.
That's his, but that doesn't take from the fact that he's a nice person.
Yeah.
That's, Roman was he needs to be the center of attention at every fucking conversation.
Yes.
Like he's a cool dude. I'd probably get hammered drunk with that guy.
Let's run through watch Eric's qualities.
Well, let me read this super chat. We'll talk about the Watch Eric.
Okay, OC has a lot to say, I think.
Yes,
real
let's
quick.
talk about Watch Eric. I met
Watch
Watch
Eric.
Eric in Miami, by the way.
Watch Eric has dark hair. He has a beard. He wears black t-shirts.
Shut up.
Ray-Bans.
He wears Ray-Bans, and he's very humble. I don't know why you'd like the guy.
I'm not humble.
ABC, 5 pounds. Paul Thorpe told us that the police said to not talk about the incident with Edinburgh Watch Company, but that was on that day.
It wasn't.
Are you saying
you're hearing it from the horse's mouth here? It wasn't the police. It was Charlie. It was the organizers. Because Paul Thorpe was a paid representative, by the way, and he
was the PR guy.
And they're like, "What are you doing, telling the public about what happened?" Word is he was actually expelled from the show and had to do it kind of from a distance afterwards. I don't know how true that is. I don't know.
Paul Thorpe?
I don't like to speculate, but that he was like, fuck, he got a fuck you. He got a middle finger after reporting it because he's in the middle. Here's Paul Thorpe's problem. He wants to be the lovely fella. He is a lovely man. Yes. He is a lovely, lovely gentleman. However, all his buddies there are the scum of the earth. Watch traders are the worst. They're the fucking worst out there. So he's out there defending them, and he's like, and eventually the waves, the ripples are going to come over the horizon, right? It's going to happen. So there he is reporting on it, on the London Watch Show, and then Jonathan gets ripped off. The man who was most calm about that was Jonathan himself. He just went back to Scotland, minus 400 grand of watches. Yeah. And went ahead and filed his claims for his insurance and so on. One of the other traders ripped him off. Did Paul talk about that at all? No, not at all. He'll scream at the police, the London police, and all sorts of other stuff, but he won't talk about what just happened in that disgusting room filled with disgusting, horrible individuals. But he won't talk about that. It's terrible. He's like rubbing shoulders, brushing shoulders with the worst of London. Unfortunately, that's the harsh reality for that man. I feel bad for him in a way because he's always trying to kind of say, "Hey, it ain't so bad, and we're trustworthy people."
He's between the rock and the hard place. He's totally fucked.
Exactly. And he never mentioned a fucking thing about it again. He went back to the whole, why don't Rolex release their lost and stolen
They told him to shut the fuck up and not talk about it. And he had to okay, sorry guys. Because those guys, I mean, he might be scared for his life.
He might be. Yeah, they might come to his home. Yeah.
And Paul would say that he thinks that you said some things about him that were unfair. He thinks that you owe him an apology. He never really wanted to have a falling out with you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Oisin. And so he feels he feels hurt, and he feels that you said some things that were unfair, and that you owe him an apology. And I think he wants to talk to you one-on-one about those things.
I know Paul 2 years now. I'll figure it out with Paul myself, if you don't mind. Thank you, though.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I think there was a live stream, right, where he mentioned that when he sent out a call. I don't know if you
Exactly.
were,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's public.
I'll figure it out. It's between gentlemen. I'd love it to not be public. Most of the horseshit was public, and it should have never have been. So
Yeah.
I'll
And
figure it out with Paul.
You don't want it to go public.
I don't. Yeah. You know what? Because I'll fucking go public. You know, I never.
You don't want
that
Oisin
bit.
to go fucking public, guys.
This bondage motherfucker even like making comments. This is the guy who sponsors all your trips and stuff, right?
Yeah. Actually,
God damn
me and Bondage, we're going August 20th. Me and Bondage, we're going to Australia. We're flying to Australia.
This
to
is the
see
combat
Archie.
veteran, right? Or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck he
Yeah.
calls himself.
He has some beef with you, I think.
You're picking.
He's not
You're intentionally
oh,
picking beefs with everybody tonight.
Oh,
Oisin.
sorry. I'm not picking. Not taking.
Yeah.
No, but you're throwing out these little jabs at people. Well, you know.
Yeah, well, that's two. One was that
Okay.
Paul and the whole, the London Watch thing is significant. There's a reason why they're not showing up to the next one. There's a reason why Spencer is bowing out, why Paul is bowing out. There's a very important reason why, and I think you should all know it. My other jab was bondage, so I don't think we can make it a theme. But if you want to draw a line in between 2 points, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? Since we have Bondage in the audience, any updates on the Blondie update, Oisin?
What do you want to know? I'm sure you all have questions.
The juice. What's going on? What's going on between you and the Blondie?
What do you want to know?
Any updates? Is she coming?
Everybody fucking wants to know.
Is she going back to
She's
Venice?
She's a very sweet girl.
New York?
We had a great time. She's a great friend. Looking forward to meeting with her again soon.
We're going on to that stuff.
People want to know. They want to know
the juice. She's a very, very sweet girl. That's a very good woman, by the way, guys. Very good woman.
It's very cool.
You'd be lucky to have a woman like that in your life, in your lifetime. It's a very solid. That's the sort of woman who will back you up, who will fucking support you, who understands. Good, solid girl. Apart from her look, she's very pretty. She presents herself very well, of course. But I'm talking about her character. She has a good character. Unfortunately, she went through some hefty stuff, and she was injured, and she's still in the throes of that. So I think she should be cut some slack, and so on. Anyway, not to get detailed. She's wonderful person. We had a great time. We talk regularly. That's as much as I can tell you.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Potato Chat hates Oisin. Please continue. £1. Thank you so much. My watch channel $5. Laughing at combat vet pure class. I don't think Oisin was.
I'm
laughing
a combat veteran.
Right.
Remember all that shit? Like, you're a grifter. I finally learned what a grifter was. I didn't even know what that was. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
He just got sore. He got sore. That's okay.
I forgot all about
everybody.
Actually, he's a nice guy. He's a
really
nice
guy.
He's a real nice guy.
I can't agree with that because I have certain political interests.
Yeah. Well, look, you got the Blondie between you guys. I get it. I get it.
There is. I don't know. There's a lot going on there, but okay. I'll be magnanimous. That's what I always try to do. We've all been in bad shit, man. We've all been in tough spots. They're in the throes of a breakup still. That's not nice. That's not pretty. Nobody wants to be in that. And they're still they were together for years, and they're still in the throes of that. So it's, nothing but ugly. Always. We've all been there.
By the way, Versace boy, he's got my shoes. We need to meet up. I would like to pick up the shoes. He picked up a really, really cool pair of sneakers for me. And yeah, just let me know when you wanna meet up. That would be very cool.
Yeah. And I just want to quickly say we have 342 people watching. Take the 1 second that it takes to upvote, hit the like button.
Upvote, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Oisin, he's given us a lot. This has been a great interview. You can love it, you can hate it, you can say what you will about it.
You haven't spoken enough. I want to hear more from you.
No. Listen, when we have an important guest on, this is Tim's show. I give deference to the special guests.
But
and I get roasted in the chat for
listen, man, when the shit hits the fan, I have your back. You know that. You know what I'm talking about. We're together on that. Okay.
We are. And also, in fairness to Paul Thorpe is also, I consider him a good friend of mine. And I just have to say that he's been very good to me personally as well. So I feel like you're like two brothers that I'm close with, and that I'm a little bit in the middle. But he's been incredibly helpful to me personally, and has been a good confidant to me. So as you have been as well. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah. Holy
I can only
shit.
Okay. Go ahead. Bondage and discipline.
$100. Oisin, please explain what you've ever done for society except make whiskey disappear.
Nice. I mean, that's so sad, though.
After that, boot him until he can stop boring the audience.
But isn't that so sad that he would have to write that, though? Like, don't you feel a bit bad, like, for the dude? Like, clearly he's in pain. It's okay, man. I've been in pain too. I feel your pain, dude. It's okay.
Yeah.
He has to pay $100 to get that attention as well. That's so. When men put money in the place of other things, it's just whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, you need
I will say this about you, Oisin. You're a very skilled debater, and I think when you're in a discussion or incident or something with somebody else, I think you're very skilled intellectually at, just as you do through your videos, right? I mean, you sit down and you think about, how am I going to frame this story? How am I going to tell it? How am I going to shape the narrative? And I think you do that with everything. I think that's something that you weave throughout all of your experiences.
But what has he done for society?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. But I'm just saying that when people
veteran.
When people get into a debate with you,
I'm sorry, that just like phrase just cracks me up every time.
Well, Oisin, I do not make the rules. I just follow the rules.
Sorry, I was not laughing at OC. Thank you, OC, for saying that.
No, you can always.
I don't know if I think that was. Is that a? I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
No,
I'm manipulative or
no. It's well. Listen, there's. I think the way you craft your narratives, there's manipulation in there. In telling a story effectively, you are connecting with the audience on a deeper level, right? And so you don't have to call it manipulation, but you're reaching out to create an emotional connection, and you do that through your, whether it's an argument or a conversation.
Well, enough with the talk. OC, we get it. No,
I love OC. I love OC.
We love Oisin.
I love it.
We love Oisin, but Oisin, I don't make the rules. I follow the rules.
Okay, man. Yeah, it's your show. It's your show.
I'll see you on the next one. Yeah.
All right, brother.
Hey, don't take this is not personal. That's just,
of course,
business. And God knows I need the money. We're gonna work on the mug. I'm gonna send you one. Okay.
Sure. I'll buy it, man. It's all good. I'm happy to buy it. Yeah.
Cool. You should be flattered, Oisin, because I get booted for $5. So yeah. I'm booted.
If somebody wants to boot, you know what? I'm gonna boot OC for being long-winded as well. There we go. It's fair. All's fair that ends well. All's good. What ends good. Gotta tell you, this is a fucking hard. You guys think doing this YouTube thing is fucking hard, easy? You guys think it's easy? Look what I have to do. I have to kill my best friend. guys. It's hard. It's hard. YouTube is vicious. You know, it's vicious. It's nasty. It's vicious. It's you live by the sword, you die by the sword, guys. You know, what? I can't keep all my friends. You know, think about look what happened to Lolex. Lolex, come back. You can blame it all on me, man. Lolex, I love you, man. Please come back. By the way, Lolex, that the whole the suit thing, it was all true. The guy loves you. And if you come back, we'll get you a nice tailored suit. You know, jokes on them, jokes on the haters. Haters gonna hate, and I love my Lolex. Ariane Mardanpour, £2. Where is the fun? Where is the fun? Right? It's the fun is gone, guys. It's gone. Where is the fun? Gotta tell you guys, it's just me now here, left alone. But gotta tell you, we got 5 minutes left of this live stream. I think we got to the bottom of a lot of things, if you know what I mean. But what did we learn today? What did we learn? Bondage and discipline. I would win post heart 2. Oh, we love bondage. We love bondage and discipline. He's a very, very great guy, very generous guy. We're gonna be going. Earlier today, I ordered the microphones, guys. It cost $400. It's $400 for a goddamn microphone that I'm gonna need for Australia trip. Speaking of Australia trip, this is what I'm left with. Hello, bottom.
How are you today, my friend?
I'm Cactus, man. I feel old. I feel like I was cursed earlier in the day. I feel like I am 90 years old.
Like I said, Timmy, you have now become one of us.
Please don't tell me that it is so.
One of us. We made $27 for Archie last night. Timmy, we're making way more money now than we ever had, and you're welcome to join us in the dungeon anytime you like. So is Green Room and OC and all your friends. Join us. Join us. Join us.
I think I might join you guys.
That's great. Thank you so much, Timmy.
I think my career is coming to an end. It's all Cactus.
Timmy, I've got a question for you, my friend. Is it true you paid Marcelo to Rebel Stream from the Omega store against Lord when Lord was filling in for Archie?
What? Are you insane?
Bird Brain said on the stream that he was paid by you to Rebel Stream against Lord when Lord was filling in.
Do I look like I have money to afford to pay other people to Rebel Stream? I'm fucking broke as pokers, man.
One of us.
One of you.
One of us.
One of you.
One of us. Goodbye, Timmy.
Goodbye, bottom feeder. Fucking boomers in the dungeon. I'll see you there soon. I'll see you in the dungeon. Daniel Katz. Daniel. I love you, Daniel. I'm coming to the dungeon. Learn the difference between rock and a hard place. And my watch channel $5 Money well spent, Bondage. But from one brother to another, Timmy should have dropped that DB Oisin over an hour ago. An hour ago. Yeah. An hour ago. Let's get the link for that Marcelo time. Let's get closure. Let's get closure on this channel. We need closure for today's live stream, guys. Closure. Hey, Carmelo.
Team, that plastic is a bottom feeder, cunt.
They're trying to drag me back into the dungeon.
You cannot take the dungeon. It is a crap place. It is a shit channel. This shit.
That's what I'm resorting to. The channel is dying, Carmelo. It's dying. The super chats have dried up. The only super chats I have is to kill my friends.
I'm keeping the channel alive by appearing every day.
Carmelo, what do I do?
Well, I can give back some of the money you paid for me to stream against Lord.
What? What? Where would
just to help you out, to help a brother out.
And where would I get the money to pay this delusional fantasist?
I'll put it back into your PayPal.
What?
I'll give back some of the money that you paid for me to rebel stream against Lord. I'll just put it straight back into PayPal, so no 30% YouTube fees. And then we can move on. Sirocco does not move on.
Sirocco will never forget.
He keeps talking about ancient history that happened months ago. Why did you tell people to fuck off? Why did you say do not read super chats?
Who is this?
Ashi.
Is this what I'm left with?
Ashi. Looks like he's doing an impression of Cam, but with the extra long climax.
Wow.
And you two, you and the
unreal.
plastic, you sound like Marlon Brando speaking to Marlon Brando.
You know what? Guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Huge shout out to Carmelo coming here at the end, saving this stream. Let's not forget about the man of the year, or the Bondage and Discipline, for sponsoring today's episode and proving to this world that it's mean, it's vicious, and then it's hard. It's hard.
Bondage is a 15 strike content.
At least Bondage and Discipline feels bad for kicking off Oisin. Yeah.
Tim, honestly,
I'll do good content if he gives me a kick-ass watch.
It's pretty fucked, guys.
What are you doing?
Pretty fucked
This
there.
is bad. This is bad, Tim. Like, you're killing your own show. Come on.
In the game of watches, guys, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Hit the upload button. And I'll see you later, okay? Take care.